Have you ever found yourself stuck in an endless cycle of overthinking? If so, you're not alone. According to statistics, up to 73% of adults struggle with overthinking on a daily basis, which can lead to stress, anxiety, even insomnia. But don't worry, because today I'm going to share with you a simple Stoic trick that I've used to completely eliminate overthinking, and I believe it can work for you too. Thinking is a natural part of life, helping us solve problems and make decisions. However, when thoughts become overwhelming, they can turn into a never-ending spiral, leaving you feeling like you're drowning in anxiety and frustration. Overthinking not only reduces the quality of your life, but it can also have negative effects on your mental health. This is where Stoicism, an ancient philosophy of life, comes in as a powerful tool to help you overcome this challenge. Stoicism not only helps you control your thoughts, but also teaches you to focus on what you can control and let go of what is beyond your control. In this video, I will not only share the challenges I have faced with overthinking, but also show you how to apply Stoic principles to reduce anxiety, find inner peace. If you are also struggling with overthinking, join me in exploring this simple yet effective tip. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe so we can continue our journey of finding peace together. Have you ever felt like you are adrift in an endless ocean of thoughts? It seems like everything starts from a small point, small worry, but then quickly turns into an uncontrollable storm of the mind. Overthinking is exactly that. A self-created, repetitive cycle that drags you into a spiral with no way out. Imagine you're preparing for an important presentation. You've spent hours preparing, but as the moment approaches, you start thinking, am I prepared enough? What if I forget my lines? What will the audience think of me? These questions begin to occupy your mind, creating an invisible tension that prevents you from focusing on the task at hand. You may even find yourself in a state of decision paralysis, unsure of how to proceed, as every choice seems to lead to a terrifying outcome. Overthinking doesn't just affect your work. It can also creep into your personal life. A text message from a friend that goes unanswered immediately can leave you wondering, are they mad at me? What did I do wrong? These thoughts repeat themselves over and over again, leaving you feeling like you're stuck in an endless cycle. You lose sleep, feel exhausted, and can't enjoy the beautiful moments of everyday life. And that's what we don't realize. Overthinking doesn't solve problems, it only creates new ones. Turns ordinary things into invisible worries, and things that haven't happened yet into nightmares in the mind. This is where we need a solution, a way to break this cycle and find peace of mind. And that's where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism, a philosophy that has been around for thousands of years, offers us a simple yet profound approach to overcoming overthinking. At the core of Stoicism lies the principle of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. It's a simple lesson, but incredibly difficult to put into practice. We often find it comforting to try to control everything around us, because it makes us feel safe. But the truth is, much of our anxiety is about things we can never change. Think about the last time you worried about an upcoming event, perhaps an important meeting, an interview, or even just a conversation with a loved one. You probably spent hours thinking about all the things that could go wrong, from what you might say to how others would react. These thoughts can easily take over your mind, dragging you into a spiral of anxiety and stress. Stoicism teaches us that, of all things, the only thing we can really control is how we react. You can't control the weather tomorrow, but you can decide to bring an umbrella if it looks like rain. You can't control how other people think of you, but you can control how you see yourself. This isn't just a theory. It's a truth that can completely change how you approach life. Letting go of what you can't change. One of the most valuable lessons that Stoicism teaches is the ability to let go. Our minds tend to cling to things that can't be changed, as a way to protect ourselves. But the irony is, this clinging doesn't make us safer. It just increases our anxiety and overthinking. Think about the last time you worried about a situation you couldn't control. Maybe it's an argument with a coworker or a relationship that's struggling. You may have spent hours, even days, thinking about how things will turn out. The more you think about it, the more helpless you feel, because no matter how much you worry, the end result is still out of your control. Stoicism advises us to learn to let go. This doesn't mean giving up on everything, but accepting that there are things we can't change, and worrying about them is a waste of time and energy. When you let go of the things you can't control, you'll feel like an invisible weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Your mind will become lighter, and you'll have the space to focus on what really matters. Another important principle of Stoicism is to live in the present. We often get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past, forgetting that the only thing we really have is the present moment. When you live in the present, you don't have time to overthink things that haven't happened yet, or things that have already happened. Mindfulness is a familiar concept in meditation, but in Stoicism, it also plays an important role. Mindfulness helps us focus on what is happening right now and enjoy that moment to the fullest. When you live mindfully, you don't let your mind get caught up in meaningless thoughts, but instead focus on what is truly important. Imagine a beautiful morning. You are sitting sipping a cup of coffee. If you let your mind get caught up in worries about work or what will happen in the future, you will miss out on the relaxation and happiness that the moment brings. But if you focus on each breath, each sip of coffee, you will find yourself truly living, truly enjoying life. Stoicism not only helps us live mindfully, but also helps us realize the value of the present moment. Every moment is unique, and enjoying it is the best way to reduce overthinking and find peace of mind. Finally, another important lesson that Stoicism brings is to accept the uncertainty of life. We often overthink because we want to control everything, but the reality is that it is not always possible. Life is full of uncertainty, and accepting this is an important step to freeing ourselves from the spiral of thinking. Uncertainty can make us feel insecure, anxious. We want to know what will happen next, want to control the outcome of every situation. But the truth is, no one can predict the future with any accuracy, and not everything in life is within our control. Accepting uncertainty doesn't mean giving up. It means learning to live with it and finding peace in that uncertainty. Think about a long trip. You can plan every little detail, but things still happen that you didn't expect. Maybe the weather changes, or your car breaks down on the way. But if you accept that these things are part of life, you'll be able to deal with them more easily and enjoy your trip more fully. Stoicism teaches us that uncertainty is a natural part of life, and accepting it makes us stronger. When you accept that not everything is within your control, you will find your mind becomes lighter, and you will find it easier to let go of unnecessary worries. Stoicism is not a strange or difficult philosophy to understand. It is a simple but effective approach to life that helps us overcome overthinking and find peace of mind. By focusing on what you can control, letting go of what you cannot change, living in the present, and accepting the uncertainty of life, you will find that your life becomes easier, lighter. Life is a journey. On that journey, we will encounter many challenges, many uncertainties. What is important is how we face them. Stoicism gives us the tools to face these challenges, calm, confidence, and clarity. And as you practice these principles, you will realize that overcoming overthinking is not an impossible task, but a journey to true freedom and peace of mind. And a few years ago, I too was caught in a state of overthinking, unable to escape invisible worries and fears. But then one day, while reading a book on Stoicism, I came across a quote by Marcus Aurelius. "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find power." This quote struck me like a bolt from the blue. I realized that every time I felt anxious, fearful, or stressed, I was letting things I couldn't control my mind. And that's when I decided to change. I began to practice the principle of Stoicism. Focus on what I can control. When faced with a difficult situation, instead of thinking about what could have happened, it was usually negative, I focused on doing the best I could in that moment. I began to accept that not everything was within my control, and that was okay. What mattered was that I did everything I could. The result? My mind became more peaceful, and I no longer obsess over unnecessary thoughts. Instead of worrying about the future, I learned to live in the present and enjoy the moments right now. This change didn't come immediately. But day by day, I found myself becoming stronger, more confident, and less dominated by negative thought. Life is full of challenges, and it's inevitable that there will be times when you feel lost in your thoughts. But don't forget, you have the power to control your mind. Stoicism gives us powerful tools to overcome overthinking. Focus on what you can control, practice mindfulness, and accept the uncertainty of life. Peace is not the absence of storms, but rather the stillness of the storm. And to achieve that, you need practice and patience. By practicing these Stoic principles, you will see that overcoming overthinking is not only a possibility, but also an achievable reality. If you have also experienced overthinking, please share your story in the comments below. Your story can help others feel that they are not alone on this journey. And don't forget to watch the next video on other Stoic activities to continue learning and growing. Like and subscribe so you don't miss out on other useful videos. Together, we overcome overthinking and find peace of mind.